Hi, I'm Joe, and welcome back to the channel. We're sitting in La Posta South, Quartzsite, Arizona, and I figured I'd take the moment to show you around my DIY Squaredrop camper. Some people may call them a teardrop. The Squaredrop name is more indicative of the shape, which you'll see here in a moment. It took me about a year to do this, a little over a year, but a lot of that was I was just, sidetracked. And I believe I could have gotten it all done in about 4 or 5 months had I stayed to it. But anyway, I'll show you around and I'll explain a few things. And if you got any questions, and feel free to comment. I'd love to interact with you and answer any questions. Go over some things that I do differently. So have a conversation about it. But anyway, let me show you around real quick and I'll point out each thing. I'm sure I'll miss things, but anyway, I'd like to show you guys my home on wheels. Okay, the first thing you're gonna see there in the corner is a table. I forget exactly what it's called. I got it at Walmart. It's like 25 bucks. It slides up underneath. It kind of reminds me of what you'd see at a hospital. It is absolutely amazing. I can sit my MacBook up there, my iPad. As you can see, I even got my tripod up there. Worth every penny. I love it. Then you'll see over here, I got both the smoke detector and carbon monoxide detector. There's my diesel heater control, which goes down into my kitchen area, which we'll get here in a moment. There's the hot air exhaust. Excuse the floor. Never got around to putting a finished floor on it, or trim, as you'll see. I did have a clothes hanger, or not a clothes hanger, but a closet rod that went across. It just didn't work out. It's kind of a work in progress. Up here I've got clothes storage. I got these off of Amazon. They're just simple little bungee nets. Got them secured by these, I'm really not even sure what you call them there. They come with the nets. Got them there, as well as up on the front. Little USB fan. Here's where I get all my electricity. This is a WFCO 8725. I can take shore power from the outside. I got it simple 15 amp, your common household outlet can plug into it. It will supply 110 to the outlet I have right there, but it also has a 12 volt side right here that supplies power to my 12 volt, which is also 12 volt on the back. I do intend to put both a 110 and a 12 volt back here because my head's at this end. It'd be nice to be able to access and charge my phone and everything from there, but I'll show you what I do to fight that. I do have a max air fan up here. Works amazing. Initially I had planned to do LED lighting that was wired into my converter, but for simplicity's sake I just went with these push button puck lights that are battery operated. I have 2 there. I do kind of need 2 more up here, and then I have 2 down there. I have a 24-inch 12 volt TV DVD combo. No complaints, it works amazing. Of course the sound sucks on them, but I think most sound sucks on all new TVs. The side is just plywood. I got this weathered looking wood on here. I do have a cut down RV door I bought from, let me see here. I forgot what it's called. I'll try to find the post and link it up. It's probably one of the most expensive parts of the build. Slide on out here. This is the view from the outside. There's my door. Has some storage underneath here. Got 2 of them. I'm gonna get a couple more over there, because this is a recent upgrade. This is a futon. It was a game changer. When I first started out, I had a twin size trifold mattress. I thought it'd be awesome. I could fold it up back there, sit on it, be able to watch TV, be able to relax in here. It sucked. It was uncomfortable sleeping on it. So then I ended up upgrading to a twin size normal mattress. It was functional. It worked with the memory foam on top of it. But the problem with that was it came to about right here, maybe a little further over. But to sit in here and relax, I had to kind of just sit with my back against the wall. I don't know if any of you guys ever done that for any length of time. It gets very uncomfortable. After a while, you can't do it. And therefore I found myself just stuck being outside. And if I wanted to come inside, if the wind was blowing, it was cold or whatnot, I bought this secondhand off a marketplace up in Lake Havasu City. Absolutely game changer. I have a 3-inch memory foam on top of it. During the day, I can put it up in couch mode. I can sit in here and work on my laptop. Yesterday, it was windy all day. I sat in here a big part of the day watching YouTube videos, working on some of my own. But anyway, that's it on the inside. I can't think of anything I may have missed. Nope. Outside, I rushed to get it done, as you can see down here. I never sanded the epoxy off of the frame and cleaned that up a little bit. Give you kind of a wide view here. I did a spring over axle conversion, as you can see underneath there. Quite a bit of ground clearance. I could have went with larger tires. I bought the tires, got a good deal on them. They were like 70 bucks each. To be honest, I could have went with like a 33 and been completely fine with this. Let's go this way. And this is, real quick before I forget, this is why they call it a square drop versus a teardrop. It's got your cantilever there, which is more, I guess it cuts down on the wind drag. That cantilever actually is functional, so when you're coming in and out of ditches, it gives you more ground clearance, but we'll work on that in just a minute. Up here, this was originally a 14-foot trailer, I believe, designed for HEVs. So it's kind of narrow but long. I cut it down just behind the rear axle. Keep my trash can right there. Cable lock for my bike. Water up here for simplicity. I bought this tongue box off of Marketplace as well for 60 bucks. Yeah, I'd rather had a black aluminum, but 60 bucks versus 300. I keep a RV deep cycle battery in there. I'm not really sure. I have to look to see how many watt hours, amp hours it is. I keep miscellaneous stuff in here. My generator usually sits right here. I don't use it that often. I did use it today, sitting over there. Yesterday was windy, overcast. I do have a solar watt charge controller. It's a cheap BougeRV one. Love it though. It does everything I need it to. Although you can't really, it's putting in 13.7 watts at 0.4 amps because the battery's pretty much fully charged because I was running the generator too. If you've ever built any of these things, you're familiar with these here. They're just a waterproof design gland, I think is what they're called. Wires going through there and you tighten it up and there's a rubber washer right there. That just runs down into my battery. Over here, I've got 110 coming in. Go ahead and leave that unplugged. As you can see, I originally had a 30 amp, but I thought, why do I need a 30 amp? It's a bigger hole. I'm never gonna use 30 amp. Bought the window secondhand in Springfield, Missouri at an RV surplus place, as well as the rear galley door. As you can still see right down through there, I still got that epoxy resin. Got a little bit of paint on there. This is 3/4 inch plywood with one coat of epoxy resin, then a fiberglass cloth, then about 4 or 5 coats of epoxy resin, 2 coats of primer, about 4 or 5 coats of this paint, which is fine, but I rushed in some areas and I should have put some glass filler in the epoxy resin. I could have worked out some of these imperfections. Kind of hard to see here on the video, but they're there. Bring it back here to my galley. Should love my redneck stick there. I actually have gas pistons I ordered for it. Guess what? I ordered them way too strong. They were like 50 pound. I don't know why I was thinking I needed that strong of shocks, but I did. They were way too strong, and by the time I had to leave, I didn't have time to get them, so I'll probably put them on later on. Once again, I got some more puck lights right here. Also have a battery powered light there. that these are directional, they can turn. Been pretty happy with them. I got one more puck light there. I have a 110 outlet there. Then I have a 12 volt that's got a cigarette lighter, which I very seldom ever use. 2 USB outlets there, plus it shows me the current volts of my battery. Some more of these simple elastic nets up here, keeps everything in order. Got a magnet back there for my knives, anything metal. My diesel heater fuel tank. It's not the perfect place for it, but we'll get more to that here in a minute. I will also try to put links for any of the stuff that I may have seen in here or listed, including this slide, the fridge. Both I am completely, utterly happy with. No complaints. With the exception being this fridge mount is really designed for the securement for one of these 12 volt fridge coolers that has handles back here, so you can run a strap there and then still access everything. I usually have a secondary a ratchet strap here that I just close. It works. Once I'm at somewhere for a long time, I'll go ahead and take that off. As you see, keep all of my perishable foods in there. This is the 30, 32, 35 quart or something like that. I'll post a link. Love it. I got nothing negative to say about it. It's held up perfectly. This slide here has a click there. You can also hit it one more time and it comes way out. And this thing here, you can turn this and this slides back, allowing you a much bigger, longer, deeper fridge. As you can see, I got almost 2 inches there. On this side, I got 2.5, 3 inches. It can hold probably a 40 or 50 quart fridge, if not bigger. Over here, my diesel heater, fuel tank. It came with the bigger one. It came with the bigger one over here that I made the mistake of using the drill through the bottom spigot, whatever you want to call it. Worked great until I'm driving down the road. Then it started leaking from the vibrations. I didn't realize it came with this standpipe, that I should have initially put that into the bigger tank, but it came up to here. It was very big. I ordered that off of Amazon. It suits the needs. I have only used it about 3 or 4 times. I say plenty of counter space. You never have enough counter space, but it is what it is. This was an afterthought. I cut this in here. This slips out. It comes off to the side. This is just my garage, I guess you call it, where I keep tools, my Chinese diesel heaters down there. Right there's the hot air line going into my cabin. I usually tidy this up whenever I'm, traveling. But right now I've gotten things out a few times. I got plenty of storage back in there. I got more room back here than I have stuff for, mostly because I downsized a lot of things. But anyway, we'll take a look out here to the back. There's the Chinese diesel heater exhaust. There is where it exits. That's the fresh air coming there. I've only had to use this thing maybe a half dozen times. I find here in the desert, about 3 in the morning, I'll fire it up when I wake up and get it warm. To be honest, it gets too hot, but we're talking in the 30s. If I was in, say, up near Flagstaff, it would probably come in handy much more. Nothing really fancy about this. And we come over here. I never got around to painting or sealing this, which is something I might do. There's a guy here locally I see that does that. I'm not going to take it off, but there's a set of trim right there that you can lift this board up and it just comes right off, and then put it back, and then sitting, I've got a trekking pole for a leg. It's not the best, but it works. My trusty $20 Facebook Marketplace Coleman stove, which is about a $100 stove, had never been used. I do have it hooked up to a 5-pound tank. Best thing you can buy for running propane. These 1-pound bottles, you'll go through them so quick. That thing there lasts me about a month, give or take. I use it to 99% of the time on my stove. The other thing I use it for, walk around here, which we'll do a review on later, is my Coleman hot water on demand. Like it, don't love it. It serves its purpose. Like I said, I like it, but don't love it. There's a few things I would like differently about it, but it's a nice meal to take a shower. Take the shower, I just put on swim trunks. As you can see, my canopy's laid down right now because the wind was blowing like 20 miles an hour yesterday. These cheap Walmart canopies will act like a kite, but usually it's set up right here. It's about right there, covers my stove. Well, I have sidewalls, so I'll put a sidewall on this side and this side, or I could just go and buy a third one, but I only have two. And then this side faces a big whatever desert tree this is, and there's a wash with nothing out that way. And plus I'm in swim trunks, so I'll take my shower. Once I'm done, usually I just roll up the walls because the canopy's up. But that's the nickel tour. I will go into depth on some reviews on the fridge, the slide, the diesel heater, the hot water on demand as I find time, and tells you my honest opinion on it, everything I bought myself. I don't think there's anything that I'm missing. So there's the tour of my Squaredrop camper. Do I like it? Absolutely. It serves the purpose. If I think of anything else, I'll add it. And I appreciate you coming along. Give me comments, feedback, anything you think that I should have done differently. And if you got any questions about anything you seen on here, post them up on the comments and I'll do my best to answer your questions. I will also try to add all the links for anything you may have seen. But anyway, thanks for coming along. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and most importantly, comment.